Hey there, friendlies. How's up? What is happening out there in the world? Evidently, I'm still putting stuff together here because my on-camera light ain't up yet. The day did kind of get away from me, by which I mean the evening did kind of get away from me. There we go. As it so often does. I hope that all can hear me, and I hope that I was drumming just long enough to get us across the advertising roll. One thing I will definitely do is mute the YouTube channel. So, how is everyone? Just gonna take a little sip of tea here. All right. Excuse me. So, before we go any further, as I like to do, and as you've come to expect, I shall do the housekeeping. So, welcome to the live stream. If in fact you're watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or any time in the future, thank you for watching. I appreciate your eyes. I appreciate your comments in the doobly-doo down below. If at any point tonight you really love what you're hearing and seeing, feel free to hit that thumbs up. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what you're seeing or hearing, that's okay. Hit the thumbs down. At some point, if you decide you want to take a more active role in supporting the channel, then I invite you to hit the join button down below. It will show you what the 2 tiers of membership are. You will see in the side chat that some people have little icons next to their names. That means that they are in fact members. And as I always say, members are my personal heroes because they are helping enable me to bring you guys hopefully better and better content. I think it's better and better. I hope you guys are agreeing. Now, let's see who we got in the side chat. Let's say hi to everyone. I will say this is the Beer, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream. So we do have beer. We do have a blade. And we're going to talk about some bushcraft. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to talk about. Russell from Raspberry Rock texted me today and said, do you have a subject for tonight? And I said, no, fully meaning to work on that, but then life kind of got in the way. Now, it's rainy and stormy in Montreal on this day of days. We have lost power at least once or twice today. And the CBC says we may have the same issue tonight. So I hope that I don't suddenly disappear on you guys. If I do, though, I'm not doing it on purpose. That's the vagaries of the weather and Hydro-Quebec doing us in. Who's in my side chat? Let's take a look. I saw that Tenenbaum was in early. Man on the Street was in early. Destiny was in early today. Nice to see you guys. Canadian was there. He says, sitting out on the deck with the fan on, setting up the Chromecast for later. I guess he watches via Chromecast. We had Grace also showing up like a half hour before I started, which is cool. Rob on the internet, how's it going? Russell from Raspberry Rock is with us. Please note the logo next to his name. That means that he's a personal hero. Jess King in from Hokkaido. Nice to see your name in the side chat. I hope all is well in Hokkaido. Canadian would just like to say, a Muskoka chair with a cushion and a headrest and footstool is, my opinion, one of the most comfortable things around. Yep, I agree. When I was working at Reader's Digest, I discovered what the difference is between a Muskoka chair and an Adirondack chair. I had thought that there were two terms for the same thing, but there's a very small difference. Sorry, guys. I almost goosed beer all over the desk. Let me just... Okay. Apparently, the difference between a Muskoka chair and an Adirondack chair is the back on an Adirondack chair is straight across, whereas the back on a Muskoka chair is curved. I'm not going to go to the mats for that because I don't care that much, but that is what I did learn while editing books for Reader's Digest Canada. So where were we? Who else is in the house? Everyone is just sort of calling each other punk and saying goony goo goo. Man, that's meta. Campbell Off Grid in the house. Also, Campbell Off Grid has the little logo. That means channel member. That means personal hero. Man on the street also. Lots of members in already. That's nice to see. David Evans has entered the room. I do not have a topic as of yet tonight. However, I think I'm already beyond. Excuse me. I didn't mute the mic fast enough. I sometimes I think that I'm already late on the side chat here, guys. Sorry about that. Tenenbaum says time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. That is absolutely true. Especially about the lunchtime. Hey, there's Lipstick Lodge in the side chat. How's it going, Linda? Nice. She's got a couple of Muskoka chairs on the incoming. We got Honeybee in the house as well. Nice to see you. Wow. Yeah, I'm way behind Tenenbaum. Obviously, hearing the drum. Serge in the house. Look at my pour, Serge. Maybe he's already gone. That's why the pour wasn't destroyed. It's a nice stout. I'm getting beer all over my desk here. So I'm just cleaning it off and throwing it. I thought I heard a... Oh.
Kippy.
Look who's in the house.
Kippy. Oh, my God.
Me too. Oh, my God.
Yep, got a haircut. You know what?
I did as well. I did that at lunchtime. Okay, bye. So the beer tonight is La Corriveau. It's a stout by Le Bilboquet. It's a microbrasserie in someplace in Saint-Hyacinthe. So it's in a small town kind of close to Montreal. And it's a tasty stout. It's got a real cockiness to it, which is nice. 5.5%. Straight up
so weird.
Standard. You got bangs.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Shaking your thing.
Shaking my groove thing. Excuse me.
So, before you get too much further, have you got the green bottle still there somewhere?
Somewhere.
I have it on good authority that you did your thing wrong last week.
Oh, did I? How did I do it wrong?
I'll tell you. Have you got it?
Well, what I brought for tonight is this, but I could swap it out for the green bottle. I'm not sure if I have any ginger ale left though.
Oh, and it's got to be Schweppes, by the way.
Oh yeah, I can't even find Schweppes.
Yeah,
I'm a Canada Dry kind of or Fever Tree kind of household. Okay, I'll find a bottle of or a can of Schweppes, and we'll have a do-over next week. Okay, what else did I do wrong with the green?
One rock.
I didn't do one rock. I always do one rock. I just want to point out that there are 21 people watching and only 15 thumbs ups. I'm saying that because my buddy Jerry just said that he thumbs upped.
Did you do one thumb or one rock?
I always do one rock, one big rock. It's a 2-inch by 2-inch rock. What are you? Are you going on Safari or some damn thing?
Am I doing that right? Maybe we should do it this way.
Oh, thank you, David. David Evans putting up the membership tab. Nice to see. But yes, I did not bring the green out again tonight. I don't have the proper ginger ale apparently, or the proper. I don't have the Schweppes. Longest quest in the house. How's it going?
I have it on good authority that you did 2 rocks.
Oh, maybe I did. I almost never do more than one rock because I have one of those things that does big 2x2-inch rocks. But sometimes I run out because it only does 6 at a time. So that might have been what was going down. Like, for instance, if I don't have one big rock. I won't even make an old fashioned. You know, I'm loving the hat action tonight.
I just learned that there's all these different ways you can wear hats. You know,
Yes, evidently.
and they're all good looking. They're all
Yeah,
sexy.
they're fabulous. That's a good look. Country boy trapped in the city says, tea with lemon and honey. That and water is all I've been drinking for 3 days now. Well, I also have tea. I was going to start with tea, but then I forgot and opened the beer.
You know what? You know what this kind of style is good for? Let's say you're at a tennis match and the sun is like right in your eyes. So you get it there, and you get it there, and there, and there, and there, and there.
It's awesome. It's amazing. You are a creative genius.
Genius.
A genius. Okay, everyone's just sort of saying hi to each other. I just want to see if there's any. Just taking a look to see if anyone's. All right, Serge double thumb. So he thumbed up and then undid it. Hey, Carol. Carol is also a channel member. So you know what I'm going to say. My own.
He's your personal hero. Yeah.
I probably won't say that for too much longer because I feel that it's getting grating at this point. But, you know. David Evans pulls out a classic.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Film reference.
I was thinking that too, right? When I was doing this thing.
That was a good movie. I enjoyed that film.
I've watched that movie probably 30 times now.
So good. Probably my favorite of that genre. Campbell Off Grid likes the look as well.
I could just get the things to stay out.
Yeah.
Anyway, on my Cabela's Bass Pro hats.
Nice. Yeah, I really like what's happening there for you. I think that's a good. I'm trying to think of what subvention is in English.
Catch.
Yeah,
Deal?
yeah. That's a good merging
Marriage?
of the minds there. Yeah,
Marriage.
a good mariage.
Mariage.
Honeybee is actually having a sweet red tonight. No beer. Looking for a fruity vice, but could not find anything, unfortunately. Well, a tasty red is a good choice as well. I'm thinking that after next week's live stream, I will do my dry week for the quarter. I'll do it after the live stream. Oh, there's an issue. That means a dry Books Fest for me.
What?
Maybe I'll do it after Books Fest next week then.
Sorry, I missed what you were saying. I was replying to an email. What did you say?
Okay, so he comes onto my live stream and ignores me. That makes me feel a bit yay big.
I just thought
saying that my plan was to do my dry week after next week's live stream, but then that would mean I'd be dry for Books Fest. So maybe I'll do it after Books Fest instead.
But then you'll be dry for your Tuesday thing.
And the next Books Fest. There's no way to get around this.
You gotta have cheat nights. That's all.
Russell's hats cover each of his danglers. I don't like where this is going. Hey, Kelly Simmons in the house. How's it going?
Sorry, I think that I was reminded that I have to really do an important email for this Cabela's Best Pro thing. Just be 10 seconds.
Okay. Like what Mike says, does Russell get a free bowl of soup with that hat? I love it. Linda's having chaga tea. Campbell Offgrid is asking, what's a dry week? Okay, so my other YouTube channel is a whiskey review channel, and it's a really good tool. Like a lot of whiskey channels and probably some beer and wine channels as well do like a dry week. Some of them do it once a year. Some do it like dry January for a full month. I like to do it maybe once a quarter. There are two utilities to this. One is it resets your palate so that you're better able to do the reviews going forward, because it sets you right back to zero. And the other is it's an excellent way to make sure you're not slipping onto the wrong side of whiskey. You know, you're not slipping into requiring it without noticing.
There's a wrong side?
Yeah, the addiction side. you know. Ah, my sinuses are killing me again. Good, nice. Okay, so Madeline Street says 1 rock, 3 ounces of green, a splash of Schweppes. Oh, I see. Because what I did, it was instead of the splash, I did the 3 ounces. I think I only did 2 ounces actually, and then I filled it up. Okay, just a splash. All right. Excuse me while I just take note of that.
And no foo-foo spoons or ticklers.
I don't know what
you're referring to that 2-foot-long spoon with the tiniest.
It's a professional grade bar spoon.
What's the thing on the end called? What's the end of the spoon called?
The bowl.
The bowl. Yeah. Okay. The tiniest bowl.
LT Survival in the house. Nice to see you.
Hey, LT. How can that be a professional stir spoon? I mean, it's like this long.
Yeah.
What's that? What kind of drink is this long?
Nothing. It's about the balance so that you can. It's all about being able to stir the drink without making the cling clangy sounds.
All right.
David, that's not what a dry week is. I love it. Ian, bringing in a little bit of the Raspberry Rock. What is that, history at this point?
The inside joke is I said you can take any song and replace the word love with the word lube, and it makes it so much better. What is lube? Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me no more. Campbell says, I guess I've slipped onto the wrong side of beer, I guess.
Cheers.
You know, there's a channel called the Whiskey Tribe. Well, they've got a couple of channels. Whiskey Tribe is one of them. It's the same two guys. On one of them, on one channel, they do sort of basic whiskey reviews. On another channel, they do more of kind of almost vloggy stuff surrounding whiskey. They also own a craft distillery down in Texas. They are probably the biggest whiskey channel there is, and when they do their dry week, they throw it as a challenge to their Whiskey Tribe, you know, their subs and viewers and stuff, to do the live start again, to do the dry week with them. I'm not going to do that to Russell or Campbell off grid, it seems. What's for professional wieners? I didn't know you could have a professional wiener. That is a short job. Let's just move on. Let's just move on from that.
I just put your a link to your live stream on my Facebook page.
Okay. What was I going to say? I have no idea what I was about to say. It was going to be fabulous, but I don't remember what it was.
It's always fabulous.
Yeah, because I'm just such a great guy.
24 people watching.
Nice.
Right.
How many thumbs ups do I have?
I don't know. I can keep track of that.
I will check. 22 thumbs ups. Nice. Only 2 people. Hey, there's Darth Vader. What a night. Yeah, here too, man. Holy crap. I'll tell you something. Very stormy here today. I said earlier in the stream, like as in right at the beginning, that I hope I don't suddenly disappear on you guys, but we've already lost power for a couple of hours once today. And CBC says that it's, yeah, if I suddenly disappear, Russell won't let you guys down. Now, during Books Fest last week, this is what I was drinking.
How do you pronounce that?
Fuck that. This word here is the French word for a seal. And this word here is the French word for a date, which makes...
Seal the date.
So I think that seal in the middle might be fucking la date. It's not a very classy beer, but it's a date stout. Very tasty. Oh, I think he's just angry because he dropped the date, actually, because he's got an angry face on. Okay, so it's not as crass as I thought it was. So that's what I had during Bushcraft. I sent you a picture on the Discords.
You did?
Yep. Where was I? I just saw something. Boom, boom. Campbell says he's so far ducked and dodged the COVIDs. Nice. I got sick in January, as you guys well know. Canadian says I'm in the hydro lineup for my Link hookup. Russell, you're gonna know what that means, right?
Oh, General Link, isn't that the auto switching thing? So you can auto switch from battery to.
Okay, yeah, I think
I don't know. Maybe.
I seem to remember us having this conversation several weeks ago.
Generator. I think it's generator.
Okay. Darth Vader says to switch to the dark side, unlimited power.
How do I do that? I mean, seriously, how do I join the Sith? Because I do it.
Always there are two. So if there's Darth Vader and there's another one, you can't join.
We could be, we could team up and be two.
Fair. Country Boy tried to drink one earlier and almost barfed. Tried to drink what? I think I missed something. Oh, because okay. Because someone's got the COVIDs and tried to drink a beer while having the COVIDs and got, yeah, I get it. All is well. Hey, look who here's. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Christy. And Steve. Wait, so Scott, did you lose your sense of taste, or are you just feeling like crap?
Losing my sense of taste sucked. Did I tell you how I knew? Yeah, I did. Ruined a perfectly good whiskey video.
That's like how people were finding out they had COVIDs because they were getting on Amazon saying, I bought these floral flowers and, sorry, what was
Floral
it?
flowers.
Candles. It was
Okay.
candles. Candles, and they don't smell like anything. Can't smell a thing.
The problem's not the candles. What do you mean? Campbell's getting treated to a couple of raspberry rock shots. Nice.
Marcus? Oh, yeah. Line those up.
Line them up. Shoot them down.
Nice.
Hey, look who's here. Sharon, how's it going? Nice to see you. Yeah, no. It took me I had to sort of reconstruct the conversation, but I got it.
I have that trouble every single time.
Do you? Canadian says, I have a Jenny, but the General Link is far too handy and gets rid of the need for multiple cords. Oh, so is that like some sort of connection? Because I'm still not entirely sure how the connection between your generator and the house works. There's got to be like an inverter somewhere, right?
I think those of you with it's just an auto switch.
Okay. All right.
Sourpuss.
No.
Chambord.
Shambo. Absolute mo.
You know what? I don't. Does it really matter? Have you tried both?
Yeah. Look, okay. Chambord is a liquor commission level booze. Sourpuss, you may as well it's a 7-Eleven level booze. It's got sort of the chemically overdone. I think that sourpuss sounds
we've been doing
tastes
sourpuss all this time.
It's over. Okay. Everyone say goodbye permanently to Russell. He's giving up because he's been drinking sourpuss. And he's got his meh face. Is that a meh face, or is that just a I would be sad if I had any more energy?
This was City Girl when I said we need to do a picture for people to do the thumbs up thing, and she drew this. I'm like, how is that going to get people to give the thumbs up? But anyway,
it's to get people to feel bad for you, and yeah. Serge says Hank Green tried to eat all kinds of food he didn't normally like because COVID caused him to lose his sense of smell. That sounds like the kind of thing Hank Green would do. Yeah.
See, that's where I'll try Brussels sprouts again. But you know what? No, it's not just the taste; it's the texture as well.
Well, that's why I didn't notice off the bat, because the texture was so familiar when I was eating that, like,
Yeah,
your brain kind of connects the two.
yeah.
Um, there was something. Boom. Man on the street says, "Am I the only one who thinks Rex? Bloody hell, Russell's kind of sexy with his new haircut. It's because of the bangs. Anyone who's ever heard Russell try to convince Mallory to get bangs will know that bangs are where it's at."
You know
Hi,
what? When
Chris.
the guy was doing the bangs thing,
Yeah.
he said, "How about here?" And I didn't even look up. I just said, "Sure."
Right. Nice. David says that I'm a booze snob, and I don't think that's entirely true. I think it's partially true. But I feel that, for something that takes up as much of my bank account as booze does, I like what I like.
Oh, snob. Um, I don't think you're a booze snob. I think that you like what you like, but you also try a lot of stuff. Like you try a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe a little bit.
I've tried one new bottle. Well, on my other channel, every single thing I have opened on that channel is something I'd never tasted before. Like I have a lot of now. I've made some expensive ass mistakes over the past year or two, but I've also discovered some really cool things. Like I never used to drink bourbon, right? Never did, but there's so much good stuff there. Because I was all like, yeah, I'm a Scotch drinker. Now, you kidding? The world of whiskey is amazing. There's so much good stuff coming from everywhere.
With an E or
Well, I have some with an E and some without. This is whiskey with an E. Comes from the United States. I have some Irish. That's always with an E. Unless it's Waterford. But that's because the whole Waterford thing is that they're trying to make Scotch in Ireland. This is getting way too hot for me about Russell's bangs, guys.
I don't know how he knows actually. But yeah.
Okay, look at that, Campbell. Carolyn just handed me a shot glass and a measuring cup full of raspberry rock mix. Yikes.
A measuring cup full of raspberry rock mix.
Wow. That sounds like a good night, except it's Tuesday night. Holy schnitzel. Oh, yeah, but he's on vacation.
Yeah. Look, 30 people.
Man, there's an uncomfortable question. If I was to average it out, probably about a 120 per averaging, because I've got a couple of bottles that are like 200 plus, and I've got some that are down around the 50 to 80 mark. Most of what I buy is around the 100 and somewhere near the $100 mark.
I gotta say though, it's a pleasure to watch you actually drink it because you enjoy it so much.
Oh yeah, it's amazing stuff.
As far as if you could call it a hobby, I don't know if you could really call it a hobby, but as far as hobbies go, there are a lot of worse ways to spend money.
So true.
I would think.
Absolutely. I just want to say hi to Sean in Alaska, who's popping in. Nice to see you. Canadian is calling. Nope, that didn't work. Canadian is calling him a tube filler, so I don't know what that means, but I'm going to assume that it's endearing.
Oh, he's doing his sonotubes.
Oh, is he? Oh, I have memories of filling our sonotubes too. Hey, yeah. Miss Fox at Outdoors. How's it going, Cliff? He's not officially here. All rain catchment barrels are full. If I had I have 2 catchment barrels actually. Pretty sure they're full too after the day we've had.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I still do the water tote, but once it's full, I don't have to worry about water for months.
Yeah, that thing is big. Like my barrels are good for watering the lawn or the garden or whatever, but like they're not massive like that tote is.
Well, yeah, I had 3 50-gallon barrels, and I could fill those up in a hard rain, but I'd empty them out pretty quick and stuff.
Yeah.
But the tote is like 1,000 liters, 250 gallons. It just seems to last
Wow.
forever.
Okay. So how long does it take to fill that thing up then? Like you're not getting it full out of one great big rainstorm, right?
I did actually fill it up on one big rainstorm.
Wow.
Yeah. I was quite pleased.
So do you have like gutters on the eaves troughs kind of thing? You've got like eaves troughs going into the okay.
Yep.
Serge, no, she does not like the whiskey. She's definitely a rum girl. We meet halfway on gin and tonics, but yeah, definitely not. Joanne Glazinski, how's it going? I'm not sure if I've seen you before. Welcome to the live stream.
She's one of mine.
She's one of yours.
Yeah.
So you're here to see Russell take the piss out of me all night.
I think Chris Powell was also here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, as I said, I put it on the Facebook page because I figured, well, they wouldn't mind seeing me on screen anyway.
Fair point. Peanut Trucker in the house. How's it going, mister?
I'm taking the piss out of you, which is the weirdest phrase I've ever heard, by the way.
I think I only know it because of the strong Celtic influence in my family, shall we say. Hike with Mike is in here. Nice to see you. But he's saying hi to Foxes Outdoors instead of me. That's okay. I don't feel bad.
Did you say hi to Peanut Trucker? Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, I did.
Hi, Chris.
Totally said hi to Peanut Trucker. Okay.
I jumped down and saw that in chat, and I thought, what?
Oh, I see.
Where in the world is Peanut Trucker tonight?
Where in the world is Seattle,
Washington?
Washington?
First guess. Oh yeah, I was totally like right there.
What? Really? Were you?
I was like, he's definitely East Coast, Seattle, Washington. Yeah,
but that's West Coast.
West Coast. Yeah,
Left
exactly.
coast.
I was right there. My geography is a little messed up. It depends on which way the Earth is twisted.
Hey, speaking of which, so we ordered plane tickets. Many of you know that my dad and his wife live in the Okanagan in British Columbia. And so in August, we're heading out there she'll be there for about a week with the kids. I'll be there for a few days, and then I got to go to Alberta for my my gigs. Man on the street. Not those kind of gigs. We're talking music. So me one way to Penticton, and them there and back from Penticton, Kelowna. No, Penticton. It's like it was way over $5,000. And that hurts because it didn't used to cost that much. And $5,000, that's like a canoe, and that's like, I mean, like that's even more than it costs to clothe our growing girls for the year. You know?
I was gonna say maybe your gigs might cover a lot of that, but $5,000 is a lot of money, man.
Yeah, in fact, when I fly from the Okanagan to Calgary and then fly from Calgary back home later, like about 10 days later, I'm not making anything on this trip. For those gigs, I'm not making a thing. It's all going to airfare.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as you said you're going out there, you're going to do your gigs, I thought, oh, okay, it must be covered by the gigs. Can make that. 5,000? Well, and it's funny because City Girl just planned a trip to Regina, but it's nowhere near. I mean, that kind of money was like. Of course, I was really tempted to put her in first class because she's never flown first class before.
Right.
But it was like $1,000 return or something like that, or no. I think it was 1,500 return.
But that's for one person, right? Here's the problem.
Right. Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
There's me. There's the missus. There's a 10-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Now, if the 3.5-year-old was under 2, she would have flown for free. But because she's 3.5, even though she's very, very small, we still have to pay for a full seat. I see Hike with Mike saw exactly where I was going there.
I remember that. Where in the world it started as a video game, didn't it?
Yeah. And then it turned into a show. And now it's a show again, but it doesn't have the same theme song or anything. And it's an animated show. Like it's a cartoon anyway.
What a great game that was, though. You know, it just teaches you geography like crazy.
Yeah. Beer's done. Beer's done.
Did you pop that? Is it breathing? What is that? What?
Tea.
You turn your camera off when you do that?
It's a good drink.
You turn your mic off when you like cough.
Yeah, but tea is soothing and beautiful. Coughing is obnoxious. Okay, so I'll pour a small dram of this Michter's.
You notice I pointed out where the chaga tree was on that map.
Yes, I did. So I'm gonna book the holidays, that time off at work tomorrow.
Have you told people here about it officially?
No. No, because I wanted to I have this horrible thing that happens where something will be absolutely certain about to happen, and then something happens and it doesn't.
Oh.
So I'm afraid of jinxing it, but I mean,
yeah.
What I'll do is I'm going to book the time off. So many cards had to fall into place for this to happen that even though I haven't booked the time off from work yet, other people's schedules are already working around this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to book the time off tomorrow. And I don't know if I'll buy the tickets right away, because here's the thing. Don't say it. I'll say it. Like, you know, there's another COVID wave coming, right? If suddenly one of my kids gets hit with it, the person who's going to come and help out while I'm gone will be in danger. So, like, there's a lot of weird things that have to. Whatever. I'm going to be optimistic. I'll be, you know, heading out to see you at the end of September.
Let's be optimistic.
Yeah.
But I think you should book it. I mean, it was like
I'm going to book it.
$8.
I'm booking. Yeah.
And one of those time slots, the cheap seats were all bought out for that day. So
yeah, that's what I'm gonna book like tomorrow.
Anyway, what we're talking about is, of course, Jess coming to visit Raspberry Rock.
Yeah, it's gonna be good
for a weekend, I guess. Unless
that's all I can get.
Plan on more, isn't it?
That's all I can get. That's the end of my. That takes up the last of my vacation days for the year, which sucks. I need to just get an extra month of vacation per year.
Let's work on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that.
Could you get could you get time off without pay?
Maybe, but that would go over like a lead balloon for the mortgage payments.
Oh no, I mean if you could turn that time taken into, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I bought a lottery ticket because I feel, you know, I haven't really been ready to win up until now, but I think I'm ready to do it. I think now's the time. So I bought one ticket because that's all you need, right?
Yep, just one.
Yep. Yeah. Hold on a second here. I just realized we're ignoring the peeps in the side chat. Campbell is asking, what's a dangling modifier?
Well, you know how sentences can have a modifier, like a modifier to a thing that's happened in the sentence. A dangling modifier is something that actually doesn't modify anything else in the sentence. It's just dangling. Or it could modify two different things in the sentence, but you can't be sure which.
Yeah. Hike with Mike says, the last time I flew was when I worked for the airlines back in the early 1990s. Free flight and first class. It was a good perk. Yep. Absolutely.
I flew first class like once to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
I think the best part actually was you get to go in the first class lounge.
Mm-hmm.
with a really nice food and the drinks for free. And
It's a massive upcharge, though. Hey, Tim's here.
it is, yeah.
Holy shit, I almost forgot. Busy day. Yep, busy day for me as well. I was putting out fires all day. I'm glad to be here with you guys, let me tell you. No, I'm not going down to Florida. No. I didn't forget that conversation, but I never said I was going. That's Russell who's supposed to be going.
I said, if you fly me down first class, then I'll do it. First class might not have been part of it, but since we're talking about
I
it,
was going to say first class is not part that I remember of that conversation. But yeah, I think it'll be really cool to go. One thing I'm not sure, and I was going to sort of, Tim says that there's a supermoon tomorrow night. Man, that was me. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and then Tim says something, and I'm like, squirrel. Fucking squirrels. Maybe I'll do a whole live stream on this once it gets. Yep, that was a sentence that was bound to fail. Let me start that again. Closer to the leaving time, so like sometime in September, maybe I might do a whole live stream on, like, should I bring my camping hammock or a tent? Should I, stuff like that. Like, for instance, I don't even know if I can throw an axe into a bag and carry it onto a train, because I'm going to take the train, I believe, to Kingston. David?
Yes, it's Kingston.
Yeah. And because I haven't taken the train in so long, I don't know because, if you take a plane, of course you can bring an axe, but you throw it down below the plane in your baggage. You don't take it on carry-on. But I don't know if the train works that way. I don't remember anything about taking a train.
I don't either. But no, this just if you can't bring an axe, I got my Hulk. What is it? What the hell is it?
Halterforce. Halterforce.
I mean, you can do without, but yeah, you should check, because I'm sure you want to bring your own stuff.
But because I'm going to shoot some vid, it's good to sort of shoot with. But I mean, if worst comes to worst, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I've actually been wanting to try out like the Halterforce, and there's another one that I've been meaning to try out as well. So even no matter what, I may want to swing your axe, if at some wood, just to try it out.
Yep.
Campbell is being an epic brat. Can you do a full live stream on how squirrels influence life? Man, I glanced at the window at lunchtime today, and I saw I have this little suet feeder for the woodpeckers, and there was a squirrel, hind feet on my fence, one forearm grabbing onto the cage and pulling it towards him, the other one just reaching in and stuffing his stupid little face. I wanted to have a slingshot and just take him out, but
you need a dog.
I need a cat. No, I don't need a cat. You see, here's the thing. I think you're right. A dog would scare away the squirrels, but wouldn't necessarily take out the birds. A cat would just slaughter everything.
If you had a cat that chased squirrels, you'd probably have a cat that chased birds as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like our dogs pretty much ignore the birds, but squirrels.
Did
they? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Charles. By the way, hi, Charles. Charles and Anayan say, "Will the squirrel's house sit for you while you're traveling?"
Charles and Annie. Hey guys.
I'm not sure if I would trust those squirrels to sit in my house.
Just set the suet bowls out on the patio or whatever, and the bird seed, and just say, "Okay, squirrels, take care of it."
Yep.
Got this.
Absolutely. Tim says, "Get a car, kills the rats." Then he corrects to say cat, but a car would do it too. It would squish them good, squish them dead. David says that Willow loves chasing chipmunks.
Oh, that's their favorite thing to do. Chipmunks.
Yeah, I don't mind chipmunks, though. I find them a lot cuter than squirrels. Although, no, okay. You know what's funny? Have I said this before? I have absolutely said this before, but maybe everyone was too drunk to remember it now. But I love how we come to despise the animals that learn to make a living in the epic dumpster fire that we make of the world. Like raccoons, we hate them. Squirrels, we hate them. Pigeons, we can't stand them. And these are all wildlife that have learned to live in really close proximity to us. And of course, they're living off our garbage and our bird feeders and stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting, how everything that is seagulls, right? Everything that has learned to live in the world that we've created, we hate.
Dragons. Oh,
Dragons. Goblins. I mean, come on.
You're right, though.
House elves. Linda says the squirrels are tiny, usually red, and have some black on them. Here they're gray. Like there were black squirrels here at one point, but the gray completely out competed them and took them out, to be honest. So in some areas you still get some black squirrels, but it's pretty much all the big gray ones at this point.
I can't do a poll on your channel, but you should do a poll like, should I sleep in a tent or a hammock?
You can't do a poll? How come you can't do a poll?
You can do a poll on your own channel. I can't do it. As a moderator, I can't do it. Or unless StreamYard has it. But
I'm looking for it. I thought StreamYard did have one. No? Okay.
It's YouTube. But you could do stuff like that. As you said, when you do a live stream closer to the date, or you can do it tonight if you want. Doesn't matter. But I really would love to see you do a lean-to. And a fire pit next to a lean-to.
I did lean-to when I was in cadets, so.
Go full Joe Robinet.
Yeah. I'm going to put a poll up now.
I should change my name. If people are coming here because I told them to come here, I thought that was Russell.
I'm third. Okay. I'm sure that everyone who knows who you are was well aware. How come it's not letting me change the yes and no options? Oh, now, well, okay.
You should be able to, and you can add a couple more as well. But I think you're limited to 4 options.
Okay.
For some dumb reason.
I mean, I'm gonna do this again later, but just to sort of get you guys used to the ask your community, just to get you guys used to the poll concept. Okay, the poll did not appear. Yes, it did. All right, I will end the poll in about an hour.
Yeah, totally voting on that one.
Yeah. Ian says that his dog only likes squirrels if they're slathered in barbecue sauce.
Really?
Pam just came home with a big box of booze. My world is completely gone. What the hell? A big like a wine box full of bottles, or like a box of wine?
Yeah, we're gonna need an itemized list.
Yeah,
David.
When my wife comes home with a box of wine, a box of booze, it's usually like 2 bubblies, couple of whites, couple of reds, and if I'm lucky, she called me from the SAQ and says, "Hey, they got some whiskey here. We want anything?"
So it's the opposite for us.
Is it?
Well, I mean, not really. I don't know.
You're not making sense, Russell.
I know. I was just trying to think of stuff.
Oh, I should have turned this while I was drinking my water.
Oh, you got and water.
Yeah, gotta have some water. I gotta work tomorrow. In fact, after this, I have to practice bass for an hour because I totally forgot that I was gigging this weekend.
Why do you have to practice like every week if you're playing every week?
Because we don't play every week. And we essentially play one weekend a month at this point, which is just long enough for me to suck hard if I don't practice for the week leading up to it. Chipmunks are a menace, says Rob. They sit outside and do high-pitched chirping. They deserve the same fate as squirrels. I guess I've never had to deal with chipmunks before.
You know what?
All hail Pam.
Here at the cabin, I rarely see squirrels. Maybe once in a blue moon, I'll see a red squirrel, but it's mostly chipmunks, and they're small and they're very fast and they're stupid as hell.
Are they?
I've seen this happen many times where the dogs will see a chipmunk, and chipmunk will run up a tree, and the dogs will race right over to the tree. And for some reason, the chipmunk will go, I guess my best bet is go right down the tree and try to run between the dogs and try to head off to somewhere. It's like, you're not going to get past Willow when you do stupid shit.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it'll work. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so Campbell is asking David if there's any Chambord in that bag. David is saying, not this time. We still have a big bottle of sourpuss. David says, I would like to see Jess cook squirrels over an open fire. I have somewhere here a recipe that calls for 13 squirrels cleaned and dredged in flour, but you can't touch squirrels here. You can't touch them because they're like a fur-bearing animal. So in order to take out a squirrel, you need a trapper's license.
I kind of took that as Jess's notes. I need to kill 13 squirrels. So here's the recipe.
I don't know where this is going.
Sorry, I just thought bad joke. I don't know.
I wonder where that recipe is. It's in a book somewhere, but I don't know. I don't even know if I have the book. I have off-gassed way over half of my books since moving here. Charles and Annie say to sleep in the canoe with the beavers. Whiskey Harbor in the house. How's it going? Nice to see you.
Hey, Whiskey.
Nice to see my mods are keeping up with the saying hi to people as they pop in. I like to see it. Oh, no, that wasn't a mod. Was that? It's hard to tell who's a mod and who's a member because the logos aren't the same on the YouTube page and on the whatever the service is called, StreamYard page.
StreamYard, yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Ian says, for my dog, chasing and catching is work someone else needs to do. He prefers it when they're ready to eat with no effort and barbecue sauce. Fair enough. Matt J. First time you saw white squirrels in London, Ontario, did your head in? I saw, I think, probably an albino squirrel here at McGill University in downtown Montreal. I believe that they're going to be renaming that university.
I was going to say I've never seen a white squirrel. Was it an albino squirrel? But if you saw more than one, Matt, then is that a thing?
Maybe. I mean, all I saw was it was clearly an albino, but I don't know. Maybe there is a subpopulation of white squirrels in Ontario. Yeah. Peanut Trucker says that squirrels are awesome and entertaining. You know, before they started going rogue on my bird feeders, like when I was a lot younger and I was a student, I used to feed squirrels. I'd go to the park, big bag of peanuts, feed the squirrels. Now I just want to chase them away.
I remember going into Queen's Park in Toronto early in my career and living in Toronto and just getting used to things. And my buddy and I were walking across Queen's Park, big park right downtown Toronto. And we're just walking and talking to we see a couple of squirrels not far away, maybe 50 feet, and they kind of look up, see us, and they just come bolting for us, like full speed right toward us. And we kind of went, ah! They're looking for handouts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're used to it. They knew what they were. Yeah, they knew what was going on.
Scared the shit out of us, though.
I love it. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second.
Where were we? A squirrel s'more. Yes.
Wait, a squirrel s'more?
Yep. That's Destiny. Where'd it go?
Destiny, man.
Mike says, cats are known to bring the mice they killed to their owners. When I was younger, our cat in Florida would bring killed lizards to our doorstep. Always lizards. Yeah, those... I grew up calling them Gusses. That's what my grandmother called them because she was a snowbird. But I know what you're talking about there. You know, the yay long and everywhere. I think they kill a lot of bugs, right? I would feel bad too. I mean, they don't bother you otherwise, right? They don't like rampage inside your house and clean out your cupboards and stuff.
Sorry, it's
Ian says, I think there are a couple of white squirrels that frequent Victoria Park in London. A couple? So just a couple of albinos, or is there an actual like class of squirrels there? White squirrels passing through Lucan was, I'd say, 10 of the little buck. 10 of them. Okay.
Okay, so that's definitely some sort of a sub population. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Mike says there's a natural white squirrel breed in North Carolina. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Rob says that squirrels are rats with fuzzy tails.
If he ever actually calls you Mike instead of Hike,
I know, it's terrible.
The the polls will change, kind of thing.
Yeah. Speaking of polls changing, Matt J says, mind you, these days I will trade you some possums from down under for your squirrels. I have never seen a possum in the reels, just pictures. And there was a character in Bloom County who was a possum, if I remember correctly. Portnoy.
I never cared. I never minded squirrels much until black squirrels kind of invaded the neighborhood, and they're invasive. They chased off all the other squirrels and chipmunks, and they were also really destructive. Like they purposely look for ways into houses, get into your attic, and they just kind of ruin everything.
They get in there, they make us a nest.
None of
Serge says he had a chipmunk leap out of a tree to attack him. Did you just snap his little neck? Looks like we need a Willow. Willow almost got one of Pam's pet chipmunks.
Oh, David, you never mentioned that. This is, my neighbors Dan and Glenda. I never take the dogs down there anymore because they've got pet chipmunks and they've got a rabbit that hangs around that they really like. I mean, the last time I took Willow down there, and I see her racing around. I see this poor rabbit. I'm like, oh God, Willow, don't.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, don't do that.
And just like, okay, Tim says that lizards are great. We have many in his yards. I wonder what Willow would do if she came cruising down and saw like a big honking lizard just lying there in the sun.
Well, she chases snakes, but it's not much of a chase because and I call her off when she does it. It's more of a curiosity thing. She'll jump and look at it, and then jump again and look at it, and
right.
And but snakes will bite back if you bite it. So.
Right. Like Mike says, they're called anoles or anoles down here. Up north, folks call them chameleons. The lizards can change color to match the vegetation. Nice. Well, David, that's why I was wondering if they were albinos, right? Because if they've got red eyes, then they're either Satan spawn. Oh, which is what they are. Never mind.
Nice.
I'm trying to... And so now it's just getting weird. Two blonde squirrels have blue eyes. Oh, okay. So Serge is now explaining. He made a chirping noise and it totally freaked out. Serge ran and it chased him a good 10 meters. Holy crap. That's like the time my dad and I got attacked by a whole flock of Canada geese. Those cobra chickens can really...
Serge, you got to be careful. I mean, that sounds like rabies, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Everyone turns into a ninja when they walk through a spider web or a chipmunk attacks them. Yeah, absolutely. Joanne says, the squirrels in my yard give attitude if the bird feeder is empty. Well, in my yard, they've eaten through the bin that I keep my bird seed in. So, yeah. Never trust anything with a fuzzy tail, says Destiny. I had a couple of cats with fuzzy tails.
Willow's tail is pretty fuzzy.
A little bourbon in the glass. So the reason I stepped out of frame for a couple of minutes there was that I got a message from the missus that the washer isn't working. So she wanted to know if the jumper had jumped. The breaker had jumped during the storm. So I just checked on that. Excuse me. Destiny. On a warm summer's evening, Jess met up with a squirrel. Picked it up by the tail, gave it a swirl. Kidding aside, a couple of years ago, I had a beaver chase down my dog. Several stitches. It charged me as well when I tried to take him off his leash. Now, beavers have occasionally been known to drown dogs. What they do is they sort of swim around and like get all playful, and the dogs are swimming after them and stuff until they get really, really tired, and then the beavers just sort of take them down. Apparently, I read that while I was working at Reader's Digest. David Evans, it's probably mice that ate through the... No, because mice would eat through at the bottom. Squirrels eat through from the top. It's the squirrels. Don't you go defending the squirrels. Don't you go being all like devil's advocate and maybe it wasn't the squirrels because they're so cute. No, they're tree rats. They're bastards. They're marauding. Canadian says, on a hot summer night, would you give your throat to the squirrel with the red rose? Can we listen? We're taking this to all kinds of places. It doesn't have to go here. Okay.
We get on squirrels. Let's. We were talking about lean-tos and tents and hammocks.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's all like squirrel. Guys.
Oh, it was David.
It was David.
I would like to see Jess cook squirrels over an open fire. Okay,
so
we can totally blame David for that.
Yeah. And then Canadian with the meatloaf reference, which is funny because if you grind up the squirrels, you can make meatloaf. I won't do that.
Yeah, don't go there.
David's having trouble with the porcupine. Yeah, here's the thing. I have a camping hammock that I haven't used yet, and I've had it for like 6 years now. I just haven't had an opportunity to use it. So like I'm kind of into the idea of using that. But I don't know. So much to think about. So little time. Yeah, David is accepting that it was his fault that we ended up on the squirrels.
Yeah, how's the boat going, by the way? Oh my God, Hammock is winning over lean-to? Really?
Okay. Whoops. So David, I'm not sure if I like how that comes out, considering what one does with a lubed rodent.
Don't go down that rabbit hole. That's let's kind of keep it up here.
Yeah, up, keep it up. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So wait, sorry, what are you gonna talk about?
Well, I was just gonna say that, but if I get if I decide to go with the hammock, then I really do have to get an underquilt or a sleeping pad.
It shouldn't be that cold at night. What kind of hammock do you have? Not that I'll know, but
it's a real typical. It's the Hennessy, right? Okay, it's the Hennessy asymmetrical something. Oh, I put it away. Oh well, Scout or something like that. Ian the Weblord says, "Stay above the belt, Jess." Yeah, he knows where I was going. To the worst place in the world. Cliff says, "Can we maybe try using a lean 1 or a lean 3?" Oh God, that's a dad joke.
Well, I kind of get what a lean 3 would be. It would be a lean and then a lean. Yeah, that's like a.
Really?
3 sides.
No, it's not that one, Serge. That one was given to me to shoot a video on. But it's not a camping hammock. It's just a hammock. It's a comfy hammock. But Chrissy says that she just thinks the hammock would work better at Raspberry Rock.
She's not. You know what? She's not wrong, because there's very little level ground out here, and
Ah.
and rock. So you know what? You might find two trees, and a hammock would work better than a tent. Well, at any rate, I would go with a hammock over a tent.
Yeah. Or maybe I just like throw up a tarp. I have a 10 by 10 tarp, and then curl up right in the middle, so that if there's blowing rain, I don't get soaked.
Well, okay. So how heavy is your hammock?
How heavy is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. A few pounds, I guess.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, you're gonna carry a bunch of stuff over there. If you can carry it without too much trouble, then
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably easier to carry the hammock than the tent. Although my tent is very small as well. I have a the hell's it called? If Tenenbaum is still here, what's my tent called? Is it a hubba hubba? No. Is it?
like the good old days when it was just a pup tent.
It's kind of that size though. It's it's a 2-man tent. It's a 1-person tent.
I never got that.
With the air quotes?
No. I was gonna say that the 2-man tent. It's kind of like buying toilet paper these days. Like 3 rolls equals 6 rolls, or 10 rolls equals 16 rolls. And I'm looking for, like, in Walmart, there's a whole row of toilet paper, and there's no just 1 roll equals 1 roll. There's no single rolls, right? So what's the point?
It's like, don't tell me that 1 roll equals 2 rolls. I mean, roll should be the unit.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Well, it would kind of make sense if there was a big part of the section that was just 1 roll equals 1 roll. Here, I mean, here's your basic roll. Here's your standard roll, and then there's the 1 roll equals 2, or
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just dumb.
Yes, David's no. Where the hell is it? Tenenbaum, there he is. Says, yes, it's an MSR hubba hubba.
MSR.
And David says, sorry, it's because David and Tenenbaum were right below each other. David is asking if I can carry all this gear on a train. I don't know. I'll carry whatever I can fit into one backpack, I think, and I'll have one little. But I don't know. Do you throw your luggage under the train, or is there is it like going by Greyhound where there's a big thing under where you sit, where you throw everything, or do you bring it on the train and stick it on a rack above you? In which case, am I going to have a problem bringing like a bushcraft knife and an axe on a train?
I'm not sure, but I think like a lot of like hockey teams take trains and stuff like that, so they got their luggage and they've got their hockey gear.
Yeah. So where does the hockey gear go?
Good question.
So, yeah.
I only took the train once. It was a long time ago.
I used to take the train to Vancouver every summer and then back home. When I was living part-time in Vancouver, like I'd go to school here, and then as soon as school was out, gone. 5.5 days to get there. Absolutely beautiful trip. I mean, aside from it's the same as driving, right? 3 days of, are we out of Ontario yet? But I mean, like once you got to where the mountains were, I would spend the whole trip in the observation car, just because it's just spectacular. It's a long time ago, but yeah. But I haven't taken the train in like 30 years. Like last time I took a train, you could still get onto a train in Montreal and get off in Vancouver, which you no longer can, thanks to Mulroney.
If it's not there's a big storage area and smaller storage area. Yeah, if there's kind of no limit, like if you can, well, not no limit, but if you can carry a lot of stuff, then I would bring your tent and your hammock and your whatever else. Bring everything you think you might need, because we can bring it all into the cabin, and then you can decide from here what you want to do.
Right. Not a bad concept. A lot of people are telling me to put a tarp over the hammock. Yeah, it comes with a fly. It's hammock. There's a screen, like a bug screen, and there's a fly.
It comes with flies.
Black flies. Black fly, little black fly, always a black fly everywhere I go. Please tell me that everyone, at least Canadian here, knows the song I just sang.
I'm just so glad you play bass.
Touche.
You did you do the whole sniffing?
Oh, sorry.
And...
Notes of vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, some spice. That's because as an American whiskey, it has to go into virgin oak. But because it's American oak, it gives it there's vanillin, and it creates a vanilla taste, caramel, a little butterscotch. Not a lot in the way of spice, in the way that a Scotch would have a spice, but there's a little bit of teeth on there from the virgin oak. Maybe a little touch of brown sugar. Almost a vegetal note. There's something green and growing in the background there. Very nice. Much of the same. There is more spice on the tongue than there was on the nose. Maybe it's cinnamon or nutmeg. It's not like an exotic spice. It's a baking spice. Done. This I actually opened on a live stream on my other channel, which I'm going to be doing another one fairly soon. We're doing a Teeling Irish whiskey. They're hard to schedule those, though. Oh, Linda used to have a free rail pass. Nice. Cliff just says, know this, everyone, that there are more planes in the ocean than there are trains in the sky. What does that even mean? Camel's never even been on a train, really? No. Hike with Mike. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. I've been on like the commuter train, like to get from Montreal to like one of the outlying towns, but like I haven't been on the train, like a Via Rail, or I guess in the States you guys would say Amtrak. David says his pants come with a fly. Nice. Tim says pack like I would be hiking the Appalachian Trail, so like everything has to be really light. Tenenbaum says sharp objects are indeed prohibited on the Quebec Windsor corridor trains. So is Kingston on the Quebec Windsor corridor? Oh, for cabin hand baggage. Okay.
I'm looking at the list right now. It's kind of a weird list. It doesn't make a lot of sense, actually.
I may have to. Man, cool little interplay between Fox and Tenenbaum. So Fox says, wait, so Tenenbaum, I can't go on them trains since my mind is so sharp. And Tenenbaum swings immediately back with, you're a lethal weapon in more ways than one. It's like, you guys planned that, right?
This doesn't make any sense. So prohibited item, you can't, in checked baggage, it's weird. Liquids are prohibited, including toiletry items, which must always be kept in your carry-on baggage.
Okay.
You can't take household goods as baggage. Small appliances, porcelain, clocks, furniture, sewing machines, silverware, etc.
Okay. I wouldn't do any of that. So Tenenbaum says I should be able to put an axe in checked baggage. So there is checked baggage. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linda says bring some drink money. Where am I going to spend it? Sitting out there in the woods.
I think she means for the train.
Yeah.
But don't drink on the train.
Yeah. Who the funky town takes a sewing machine on a train? Absolutely. Well, maybe someone just can't stand to be away from their sewing. Maybe they got like a successful Etsy shop.
Office equipment such as photocopiers, computers. Yeah, you can't take a photocopier on a train with you.
Okay, good to know. I'll leave my photocopier at home. I actually have one,
Bizarre.
but I'm not going to bring it to your place, Russell.
Okay,
I've,
I thought maybe you want to photocopy some leaves or something.
yeah, but you know what? I'll just memorize them, or I'll
But you
take a
know what?
picture. Maybe I'll bring that camera. Take a picture.
It's not the boreal, so
Yeah, I know.
you're gonna be through the whole forest. You're gonna be like, whatever, man.
I mean, it's forest, but it's not
Whatever,
the boreal, you know.
whatever. You'll be filming like, ignore all these trees.
Yeah, just look at that tree and that tree. You ever get coyotes around your place? Am I loud enough being this far from the mic, by the way?
I can hear you fine. I don't know about anybody else. Yeah, I hear them all the time, and I see them on the trail cams, but I've only seen them like with my own eyes once.
Okay. All right.
Well, I guess I saw one by drone once as well. They're definitely around. They won't bother you though.
I've seen a couple out where my day job is. It's in a techno park, and a couple of coyotes there. Right next to the techno park, there's a like a very small nature preserve.
When you come here, I'll lend you Willow for the time you're out there.
All right. She'll chase them off.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried. I mean, my temper is bad enough to deal with almost anything. Not a bear necessarily, but
Bears should probably leave you alone too.
All right, because I'm gonna have a little fire lit. I'll be communing with nature. Communing.
I'll put the word out.
Yeah. Bears, piss off. Jesse's communing this weekend.
Yep. Yeah, if you have a little fire going, you're not gonna have anything to worry about.
Yeah. Which is good because Canadian says that he hears coyotes like scotch with their Quebecers.
God. If I go out there and you're like arms around like some coyotes and you're like,
wasting away again in Margaritaville.
C'est la vie, de vie, de vie.
I love hearing the coyotes howl in the evening. They howl a lot when it gets cold in Florida, which is the mating season. Interesting. That's good to know. So now if I'm ever in Florida and I hear the coyotes howl, I know what's going on. Coyotes prefer bushcrafters over squirrels. Squirrels. Why is it always coming back to the squirrels? Hike with Mike says I always carry bear spray. Here's a funny thing. I was at Mountain Equipment what is it called now? It's not Mountain Equipment Co-op anymore. It's Mountain Equipment Company.
Yes.
But it was still co-op when I was there. And all of the bear spray they had been recalled. So the shelves were empty and the little display they had signs, not available. Like what did they recall all that bear spray over?
That's a good question.
I have to see Man About a Hearse. Be interesting for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So sound off about what kind of videos you'd like to see Jess do while he's here at Raspberry Rock. I've kind of made up an itinerary for him just for fun because I don't really know what he wants to do, but the itinerary it looks like he's coming here Friday. He's going to be here for the weekend, then going home on Monday. So I thought Friday, he's going to come in like sometime in the afternoon. And when he gets here, I kind of want to take him out and scout around and show him some areas where he could spend a lot of time. He could set up camp and stuff like that. And then, Friday evening, Books Fest. But then Saturday morning, he can kind of go out there and do his thing, based on what we scouted on the Friday. But you can sound off about what kind of stuff you'd like to see Jess do and film while he's here. Certainly, there's lots of area to explore. I mean, we have 180. Well, we have 180 acres here. Plus, we have all of our neighboring properties, which are uninhabited. Nothing going on. No cabins or anything. Nobody's ever there. So it's way more than 180 acres you can explore. There's lots of forest. There's lots of beaver ponds. There's. I'm going to take my kayak over to the other pond, assuming he wants to go over there, so we can do some kayaking. I hope he's got a list of videos that he wants. Here's the thing with Jess. I hope he's got a list of videos that he wants to make, but I hope that he's got some quality time scheduled to just be out in the bush and enjoy nature and enjoy the solitude and just drink it all in. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, did we get a Books Fest with Jess? I don't know. If he wants to, then yes. Hey, Rob, by the way. You should do camp out, lean to, but out of tree boughs and battle a night in the great outdoors. I'm quite happy to battle a night in the great outdoors while in my cabin. I think Jess needs to get out there by himself and do stuff. Tell him to bring waterproof boots. I've watched enough of your videos. That's not a bad bet, Tenenbaum, because kind of like there's great big long beaver pond that I think you should go to, and there's a couple of points to cross, and they're both beaver dams where the crossings are. So depending on how wet it is, if it was early spring, then definitely your feet are going to get wet. But if it's in the fall, it's kind of hard to tell if it's going to be wet or if it's going to be dry.
Trial version.
You should make him break down the beaver pond. Oh, that other one that I've been having problems with? That'd be fun. Have you ever broken down a beaver pond before? Or beaver dam?
Nope. We got to take one apart?
Well, there's that one that I keep working on. I mean, it can be fun.
What about the beaver, what was it, deceiver? Didn't that?
Beaver deceiver is not working. I think it's stuck up.
Man, beavers are as bad as squirrels. You know what I'm saying?
I would say they're worse. I mean, you got problems with your bird feeders. I've got problems with my, getting to my cabin.
There seems to be a difference of impact there. Bear spray does have expiration dates. I probably should get a new can. I've had my bear spray for several years. I wonder how long the expiration date on. I always want to see Jess eat bacon. We got to, Saturday, we got to eat bacon again together soon. We got to get out into the woods.
You want to see Jess eat bacon? Is that a little mukbang, or is there something else going on?
I live with a woman who cannot handle mouth sounds while eating. Some people just they cannot handle it. So for her, the mukbang video is a nightmare on a screen.
Wow. What about your kids?
Everyone here eats with their mouth closed.
Okay. Well, absolutely. I mean, we preached that when our kids were young too, but it never really bothered me. But yeah, I don't want to sit with somebody who eats with their mouth around. Exactly what you were just doing there. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I remember my fiddler and I were sitting there having a pre-gig sandwich or a latte or some damn thing, and there was a guy sitting behind us who was full on like, sucking his lips, kind of smacking his lips, and we're just like, dude, you're like 20 something. Where did you not grow up? Where did you fail to grow up as a member of society?
Where did you not grow up?
Hold on a second. Boom, boom. I am way behind because Jess needs to walk into your cabin with all his gear, David says. Like that, like on screen. Like walk in the door with like a backpack about yay tall and like a paddle sticking up the top or something. Very funny. Bridge of Doom, says Matt J. Bridge of Doom. Hey, Charles thinks that we should go to Subway.
Oh my god. Well, I think David's picking you up at well, we haven't figured out the time yet, but it's going to be around lunchtime.
Well, it depends. If I leave on the Thursday, like I'll leave after work and I'll be there at like 9 p.m. kind of thing.
Oh, you're thinking about Thursday.
I think I can. If in my head of heads, the math works out, I can leave on Thursday. And David said stay at his place that night, and then in the morning hit your place.
Right. I'm sorry, I'd forgotten that conversation. Yes.
Well, it's because half our conversations happen after like heavy lubrication, right? Ali G says shots competition on Friday. Ali G says smart.
No. As much as I'd love to sit around and get drunk with Jess, I understand that this is a weekend for spiritual renewal and maybe some filming as well.
Yeah, I'll bring the I wonder if I should bring all my cameras or just no, we're going to use the GoPro this weekend and maybe my cell phone.
Oh, bring all your cameras.
Yeah, bring everything in.
Yeah.
It's funny because my phone and the GoPro will both shoot in 4K. Actually, the GoPro will shoot in 5K. Like if you ever want to totally destroy, your hard drive space, 5K is an excellent way to do it. But there's really is something about having replaceable lenses, or at least a lens that you can really work with, as you well know, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Campbell says that the Subway is a good call. Interesting.
Yep.
It's funny, Tim. He says, I'd like to see Jess far away from the cabin, maybe in the rain, and do a real rain dance bushcraft. How to survive in the bush in the rain. A really early video of mine that I don't even think it's up anymore. Just as part of my B-roll, I was filming on a rainy ass day in the Lachine Canal here in Montreal. And so I set up the camera and I ran out in front of it and I was like, doing some, I don't know, river dance shizzle or something. And I said, I'm rain dancing. And I don't even know if that video exists anymore. This is years ago, 2013 kind of thing. Hike with Mike says, I was surprised when I was canoeing the Suwannee River in Florida and I came across some beavers. I never knew they were this far south. Beavers are everywhere.
Well, they're not everywhere, but I'm surprised they're in Florida as well.
Yeah, I to be straight, yeah, me too. I'm not sure Jess can bring TNT on the train to fix the beavers. No. And I probably can't pack a 22 either.
Okay, if there are any NSA agents watching us tonight, we're just kidding.
It's over. Yeah, we're not really gonna do that.
Jess would like to bring a couple of knives and an axe just for bushcraft. Yeah. That's it. He's gonna check the baggage and grab.
Absolutely. Okay, LT survival is off for the evening. Good night, sir.
Good night, LT.
Hey, look who's here. Jim. Jim, hi. Heading home, back on your work schedule. I need a vacation after my vacation. One thing I learned when I was working back in publishing is I'm going to start that again. All right. If you come back from vacation and the first thing you think of is that you need a vacation, you did vacation wrong. You probably need to spend more time just chilling out.
You know what? I feel like parents, maybe like yourselves, who go on vacation with their kids and you spend the whole time dealing with your kids on vacation, then you come back and you're like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't think that was Jim's case, but
no, I'm just being a brat.
That's typically how I feel.
Ali is asking if we've ever met in person before. No, we have not. And I think that when we finally do, how short I am in comparison with Russell will become abundantly clear.
I was about to say, when we meet in person, I'll be a head taller, which I'm not ready for.
Yeah. Serge is saying I have to go down to the Bas Saint Laurent one of these days. Yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
The Bas Saint Laurent is down sort of the lower St. Lawrence, I guess they would call it, which is where Serge lives right now. spectacular down there. David says we should do some planning when we're sober. I am sober.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I am sober. There's still this much.
We, yeah.
Canadian says, just take lots of video. It'll be nice to see you in the woods, enjoying the fact that you're in a bush. The content will create itself. You'll be in your element. Yeah, I think to a certain extent, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I shot some stuff this weekend too. I shot some stuff about tools this weekend, which I like. Whenever I shoot on the GoPro, I just hope everything worked because I don't have the same feedback as I do when I'm just filming on a phone or even on that thing. And I accidentally did not shoot half of a computer unboxing video when I got that computer because I wasn't quite clear on when the GoPro was shooting and when it wasn't. So
my GoPro fucks up all the time. Like I'll press record, I'll do some stuff, and I look at it and go, it's not recording. It just it recorded for like half a second and then stopped.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm hoping that the two videos I shot last Sunday are both good
It's
to
kind
go.
of like you press record, you look at it, see the time going on, you look at the back, look at the front, you study the GoPro for 5 seconds and go, yes, it's actually recording. Okay.
It's actually going, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you've got that clicking sound,
yeah,
you won't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Linda's asking if anyone's heard from Stacy. I know Stacy's all right because I follow her on TikTok. Oh, that's why Jim was dealing with the grandkids. Okay,
there you go.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Stacy was here at your live stream not last week, but the week before, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I love her TikTok. It's just fabulous, and I think it's because I've been dying to see the North for kind of ever. And so like I suck up content about the Yukon or the Northwest Territories or Alaska like you would not believe.
Are you is that Boreal? Is that Boreal?
Maybe. Whiskey Harbor is asking why I don't drive. That way you can take all the gear you may need. Because we're down to one car. I recycled my car a few years ago, just before the COVID hit. And the missus will require a car because we've got two kids.
I can't tell you how much money you must, or I can't guess how much money you must save from only having one car. If you can get away with it, oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy one at some point soon.
Yeah.
The world's opening up, and I really want to be taking trips and seeing the woods a lot more. That will record that. And one more time with feeling that will require us having another set of wheels for sure.
Okay.
Linda is filming her tiny house being loaded into its lot on Friday. That is good. I'm going to be interested to see that video. Serge will be editing his second video fairly soon. Good to know. But it looks like it'll be next week. That's good to know. For those of you who don't know, Serge has a channel called 8 Acres that he has started after much haranguing from me.
And types of videos that he's doing?
I believe he's just sort of generally talking about the life he lives out there on his 8 acres in the rural lands. It's a very different life than he was living before. So I find it very interesting as a concept. Jerry says why would she mean Stacey's been quiet since her dad's passing, but she's got some stuff she's getting ready to do. Good to know. Good to know. Just taking a look at the time. Where's my water gone? There it is. Charles, that's a good question. Oops. Charles, that's a good question. The train is like, if I get the non-refundable ticket, it's $85 there, $85 back. If I rent a car to go that far, I'm probably looking at something pretty close to $1,000.
It helps that David Evans has offered to pick him up in Kingston.
Yeah.
And I guess if it's a Thursday, hold you overnight, then bring you up here Friday morning.
Yep. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then take you back.
I think he's not going to take me back on the Monday.
No, I'm taking you back to
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or to wherever the train is that I would take.
To Kingston.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Shawnee says, I'd like to see a vlog style series of the trip, telling the story of train travel, arrival, enjoyment, discovery each night. Some shorts of the food you made over a fire, no talk, and clips of nature.
Oh, that's Shawnee. You know what? That's a great idea, I think. Hi, Shawnee. I think that's a great idea. Like, the whole travel to getting here and getting to the cabin and then heading back. I think that's a video right there in itself.
Yep. Yeah, that's very possible. I did one like that for my I think I did one of those when I went to play the Alberta festival gig at some point. But I don't remember. Like I seem to remember shooting in an airport. I don't know. I'll take a look. See if I can find it later. Yeah, car ownership can be very expensive. I live in a province where all insurance is no fault, which is a nice touch, but everything about a car is expensive.
It makes all insurance expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
I tell you what, like City Girl, I gotta hand it to her because we've had the same insurance company for several years now, and she said, it would probably help to shop around. And I said, yeah, okay. And she found a company really fast that we're paying $1,000 less a year.
Wow.
I was really surprised.
Nice. Jerry's got a little bit of advice for me. Eat 4 hard-boiled eggs, some old cheddar, and beans before getting in the car with David. That'll make for some funny video.
Well,
Okay.
David's going out of his way to pick up Jess and overnight and then bring him here. So
I'll do my best to be as kind as possible.
He's got a really nice place. I was gonna say if you get a chance, it'd be nice to go out in the lake with him, but do some fishing. Do you like fishing?
I don't fish because I don't know the difference between something that I will die if I eat and something that is good for me.
Well, I mean, do you like the challenge of fishing?
I don't know. No idea. Last time I fished, I was a kid. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think any time spent in a boat is not deducted from the span of your life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I like sitting in boats. I like being surrounded by the natures. Canadian is just being mean. Never trust a man who doesn't fish. I hunted for a long time.
Unless he dies from eating the fish, or touching the fish. Jesus. So you hunted for a long time, and
we lost the land, and the person who took me hunting, he found another group to go hunting with. So I haven't been in a long time.
Oh.
I don't know if I'll ever go at this point. Again, I should probably just sell my boomsticks. Linda's going to start fishing. Now, where your tiny house is going, do you have access to water? Do you have a stream going through there? Like none of the pictures you've shown me whether or not you've got like some water on your land. I don't remember. Excuse me. Country Boy says, you guys have a choice in insurers. Here we have a government monopoly. Where does Country Boy live? Is he in BC?
can't imagine where that is.
I know I've asked him this before. We've had this conversation, but I mind like a steel sieve.
Tenenbaum has some good advice here.
Yeah, I see that. David says we can do a quick paddle around the lake Friday morning. Good, sounds good to me. Oh, okay. So Linda says there are lakes everywhere nearby. It's amazing how many lakes there are in this country. Like how much fresh water there is in this country. Like if like just looking at the satellite picture of around where you live, Russell. Like if you zoom out far enough, it's like
10 steps tripping over a pond.
Yeah, exactly. If you run too far, you're gonna fall into a lake. It's amazing. And like Quebec is not like that, right? We don't have a million lakes scattered like that, but we have some. We do have a lot of lakes, and Manitoba's got 2 massive lakes. It's like there are lakes everywhere.
Yep.
And I wonder, like I've often said, and I still maintain to this day, that the canoe is to Canada what the covered wagon was to the United States. If you look, historically,
sort of.
And I wonder if, I mean, they have a lot of rivers in the States too. It's not like we've got all the rivers or anything, but I wonder if so much of the country being absolutely covered in little lakes is a factor in that or not. Lipstick says, and then there's Algonquin Park. Absolutely. Sharon's taking the canoe out in the next couple of days to film a video. Going to try the GoPro underwater. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It'll do that. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because you can dunk them all, right? Like I've got a 9. You can just throw that in the water, or do I need to buy a waterproof case?
Yeah, no, 9 you should be able to dunk. My 3 couldn't. I needed a case for it, so somewhere between 3 and 7, fix that. But I had that one video where I was breaking up the beaver dam, and then all these fish came around from. There are tons of fish, and I just dunked the GoPro under there, and I got some. And by the way, you can put your GoPro upside down in the water. It's easier if it's on a little tripod, and then you correct it in editing.
Christy's asking what the outcome is of the poll so far. Oh yeah, I said I was only going to put up for like an hour, right? Let's take a look.
Pretty close. Last chance to vote for Hammock, Tent, or Lean-To.
Last chance. Okay, I'll leave it up for another 16 minutes. Tell you what, right at the end, I will. I'll give the percentages or the the results. Right at the end, and then I'll end the poll.
You know what? I think the first night, it looks like Hammock is going to beat Tent, but I think the first night you should do the Hammock thing, and then the next day build a Lean-To.
I wonder if there's enough standing deadwood, because I don't want to be like cutting down your living small trees to build it, right?
Well, we can talk about that. I mean, I'm not worried about cutting down small trees because there are a million small trees.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. There's probably a million small trees on my property. They're growing everywhere, and if you cut one down, like 10 will grow in its place. That's the nature of nature.
Right. Sharon has a GoPro 9. I'm looking for. Okay, so David is asking if Linda's going to put her canoe into the water this year.
Wait. Go back to Shawnee here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, Shawnee, that video, I'd forgotten about that. The numbers were not great on that video. So nice to see somebody actually watched it.
Shawnee, that's a great
Shawnee. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Shawnee, like when I'm in the woods, I get all like deep thoughty. I get all deep thoughty, and everything's got a spirit and blah blah blah. And so I love what Tim says. Wait, where's my mouse? Baird Brothers style. I love those guys.
That's kind of like grizzly. That's like grizzly bear style, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, absolutely.
I don't you know, their videos are such that I want to tell them, like, do you ever take a day while you're out there in the bush and just enjoy yourself, like have a good
Yeah,
time?
that's hard to say.
Go
Eh?
go 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 go
Yeah,
go. Hmm.
we gotta shoot
Did you,
video.
did you enjoy it at all? Like,
Yeah, I sort of had. I sort of wanted the same thing when I had. Oh no! Don't forget her name. Come on, dude.
oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh shoot.
It's because I'm not doing well with the remembering these days. Come on. This is embarrassing. I watch her channel all the time. I love her content. What the hell?
I know. I'm I I know exactly who you're talking about, and I can't think of it either. But my memory is like a sieve.
Oh well. But her and her wife did the meanest link in record-setting time, and that was what they meant to do. They did they shot a video of it, which I think they were putting in a film festival because I mean she's professionally a utilizer of the camera, and it's just like I fear the meanest link because there's a lot of grueling stuff in it, but I don't think maybe it's because okay. Maybe it's because I don't get a lot of woods time, but I would just want to take my time with it. Extend it as much as I could. If I won, like, all joking aside, if I do win some money, I'm taking like a week-long canoe trip somewhere at some point in the next couple of years. You know? And so I wonder, like, if because I never get to hit the woods very often,
Chris
if
Proust.
that's
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
yes, Chris Press. Thank you. God,
Come on, beat me
so
to it.
embarrassing.
I know
Um,
she's been on your show.
yeah, and her content is so freaking good,
Yeah, she's really good.
just amazing, and such a good energy. Both of them, such a good energy. Um, but yeah, like some people do the meanest link slowly, and some people do it as fast as they can. I'm just finishing up Kevin Callan's book Once Around Algonquin, and I'm loving it. I'm sorry that I've gotten to the end of it. And what that is him and his buddy, was it Ray? I think, um, did the meanest link one year. I It's as one would think. There's a lot of beauty and there's a lot of good stuff happening in this. They meet some nice people, and then of course there's the fact that some of the portages are absolutely grueling. Some of the beaver, the beaver dams that they have to get over are grueling. I mean, that's why it's called the meanest link, right? It's an endurance course. You're not doing the meanest link just for the beauty. You're doing it to prove something. But yeah, so like I was wondering if if Chris and her wife had taken time at any point to sort of just sit there next to the water and breathe. Um, Meanest link is not exactly a trip you want to start with. No, nobody should start with the meanest link. Absolutely not. That's not a beginner's trip at all. Um, there are plenty of multi-day trips that are just a lot less of a grind. Yep. In fact, the one that I was going to be taking this year, over optimistically, considering the plague, is nowhere near as rough as the meanest link. It is a 7-day paddle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Russell's got some good titles I can use. 9 more minutes of the live stream, people, which means maybe 5 minutes before the poll closes. So if you want to vote in the poll is, when I go to Russell's, do I bring a camping hammock, a tent, or build a lean-to, or like some sort of shelter? No, specifically lean-to, but there's all kinds of shelters that I could see. Now, if you get too involved in your shelter, suddenly you're wasting your whole weekend building, and then you don't have time to enjoy it. So, like, it would have to be something as simple as a lean-to, I think, or a lean-3, Cliff. Tenenbaum would love to hear about my planned trip, even if it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, let me find my notes, and either during a live stream or I'll just ping you over over a signal at some point. Yeah. Hope Russell does some drone video of you at camp. I've got to get a freaking drone. I have this idea for like a splash screen that I want on all my videos, but it requires me to have drone footage just going over a piece of forest.
We can do that. I mean, if we, it'd be best to kind of schedule a time where I'll come over with my drone, and you just be ready for whatever you want to have filmed.
Right. Do it either like early-ish in the morning or at around 4. The golden hour.
Yeah,
the golden hour must be amazing where you live, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Destiny's asking, so is there room for you in the cabin, or are you sleeping in a hammock the entire time? Yeah, and I'm sleeping out in the woods, man. I mean, I'll go and check out the cabin and, have booze at the cabin. And,
Well, my thinking was like, so you're coming here Friday morning. My thinking was Friday we go out and scout some areas where I think you might want to spend a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And then Friday evening spend it at the cabin, and then you go out Saturday morning and you're gone for Saturday, all day Saturday, all day.
Yeah. I think Russell's between satellites. Well, David, I'm going to see what I can bring. First of all, like I got to see how much I can fit into a backpack. Not Russell's back.
I have some gear, but I'm sure all of Jess's gear is better than all of my gear.
I still want to do that video that I sort of, that really gimmicky video where I go camping with only stuff that was available to campers in like 1973 or 1976 kind of thing. I still really want to do that video.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not going to do while you're here, though.
No. No. This I have to plan because I have to buy some gear, right? Like I need to get a vintage backpack, probably an external frame. I have to make sure that my little Primus classic stove was the same model that they sold back in the 70s, kind of thing, because I want it to be either vintage gear or like I can use my Gransfors Brooks axe because the technology has not really moved since then. But I do have like a 60s era Walters, which I might bring just for the motif, But yeah, like it'll have to be next year or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think so. Jim says, gear? We don't need gear where we're going.
Just a knife. All you need is a knife.
Just a knife. All you need is a knife. Serge says, something I noticed about living here is how clear the sky is at sunrise. It seems the sun is so bright. Like, nice.
There's zero light pollution around here.
Amazing. I love it.
And like zero smog. And
so after dark, I'll probably just be like staring at the sky and blissed out, gosh, wow.
Yeah, when you're coming here, yeah, and no bugs, so you'll be fine sitting out at night.
Yeah. Okay, 2256. So let's close down the poll and look at the results.
I'm really disappointed in this. The
Okay,
results.
ending the poll. Hey, I ended the poll, but how come I don't get results?
It's coming.
Ah, there it is. Okay, should I sleep in a hammock, a tent, or a lean-to at Russell's? Hammock is 37%, tent is 33%. That's pretty tight. Lean-to is 29%. Actually, that's a pretty close poll.
For 27 votes, yeah, it is pretty close actually. It's like one vote probably decided.
Yeah.
Well, a few votes probably decided. But as I said, bring your hammock and your tent because I can bring everything in by ATV, and then you can decide. Once you get here, which actually I want to take.
Let me take a look at Via Rail tomorrow or something to see like how much stuff I can really bring, like what constitutes carry-on versus what constitutes checked baggage.
Yeah.
Because I think that to a certain extent I'm sort of talking into the wind here. Right? I don't know what I'm talking about because I haven't taken a train to travel in like 30 years. So let me see what kind of options I have, and then that'll inform much of the conversation going forward, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Linda can't see the sky much because of tall trees. That's too bad. And Tenenbaum says to check if the train that I take has checked baggage service. Yeah, and then that will also obviously inform a great many things.
Yeah, if you figure that out sooner than later, because anything you can't bring that you want here, I mean, we can make arrangements.
Well, look at what Shawnee just said. Mail a box of stuff you need to Russell's. Wouldn't trust the mail. It's funny about not trusting the mail because for my other channel, I buy most of the whiskey for that channel from Alberta. And so what'll happen is I'll buy a bottle every couple of months. And when I've got like 7 bottles together, my fiddler just sends them to me because I have them all shipped to his place. And so far, it's worked out great. Except, and who cares? This is not the whiskey channel. I'm not going to bore you guys with whiskey, blah, blah, blah. But it's been pretty good. David says that there's no checked baggage on Via Rail. He's probably talking about that Montreal Windsor corridor again, which I believe Kingston would be in. But anyways, whatever. It's all hearsay until I take a look at Via tomorrow. Destiny thought she saw you in a hammock in one of your videos. Do you have one still?
She did, but that's not the hammock we're talking about for this.
Yeah, no, this is a full-on camping hammock. It's essentially a tent that is strung between two trees. Okay, we are at 11 o'clock, and I unfortunately have to go because I have to spend an hour practicing bass for this week's gigs. So between now and next week, and it's too bad because there's like a nice number of people watching. I have 32 people watching.
I can't believe you're shutting this down with 32 people watching.
I have no choice. I am way too stressed about this weekend. Darth Vader is suggesting that you build a small guest room when you build the workshop. So between now and next week, everybody, please, for the love of God, be healthy, be safe, be sane, and be kind to one another.
Peace soup.